Hello everyone and welcome to Quantum Universum. If this is your first time landing on this video, I suggest watching the previous chapters. You'll find them all gathered in the dedicated playlist for Tafti the Priestess here on the channel. Each episode is a key step in understanding and practicing this powerful path of awakening. Today we'll explore one of the most beautiful chapters, the little braid of intention. But first, as Tafti says, let's review what we learned in the previous chapter. We understood that reality is something that has already happened. You cannot change what has already taken place, and yet you keep trying to change the reality given to you in the current frame. That's why the future does not depend on you. So what should you do instead? Set reality in advance and stop fighting the reality already in motion. Now let's dive into this new chapter together. As always, I'll read you the most important parts of the book and immediately provide a clear explanation. Original text. Many things here may sound strange to you. For the first time, you're facing an unusual and unfamiliar reality. It's the same reality you're used to, yet at the same time it's different, incomprehensible, right? So now, listen carefully to what I have to tell you and don't bombard me with your questions. Let me remind you once again what it means to move the frame. As you know, the past cannot be changed. You might as well forget the present. It's already happened and it's no longer useful to you. But there is an opportunity to set the future, to choose a film along which the next frame will move. How do you do this? You have two control functions available: attention and intention. We've already clarified attention. It's responsible for your clarity. Intention, on the other hand, is responsible for your actions. In order to undertake something, you must first have the intention for it. And when you're already doing something, the intention manifests as action. Explanation. Tafti opens this new chapter by stating that to truly direct your life, you need two essential tools. 1. Attention, already explored in Chapter 5, is what keeps your consciousness awake and clear. It allows you to remain present and not absorbed by the film of reality. 2. Intention, now introduced in depth, is the active force behind your actions. It is the conscious impulse that gives direction to your movements. Attention shows you where you are. Intention moves you in a chosen direction within that space. And Tafti is crystal clear. To begin anything, you must first have the intention. Nothing can begin without a preceding inner movement of will. Once action is underway, it means intention has already activated. It's moved from the subtle plane into the material one. So in summary, attention keeps you present, intention turns thought into reality. This is the foundation of what we'll learn throughout the rest of the chapter: how to consciously braid together attention and intention to guide the film of life exactly where we want it to go. Original text. However, all your actions relate to the current frame and are carried out within it because your intention is stuck in this frame. It's like when your attention gets glued to one of the screens. And just like attention has two screens, intention has two centers, one internal and one external. Explanation. Here, Tafti points out a key insight. Just as attention can get stuck on the external screen, what's happening outside you, or the internal screen, your thoughts and emotions, intention can also become trapped in the current frame. In other words, even when you think you're acting with intention, most of the time you're just reacting to a reality that has already taken form. This means your actions, though seemingly voluntary, are actually responses to what's already happening. Your intention isn't generating anything new, it's just moving within the frame that's already been projected. Now comes a crucial distinction. Just like attention has two screens, intention has two centers. The external center of intention reacts to the world. It operates within the current frame. The internal center of intention holds the potential to initiate something new. It doesn't react, it creates. This distinction is foundational, As long as your intention is glued to the external center, you're just acting out a script. Only by activating the internal center can you start to direct your reality consciously. This sets the stage for Tafti's next revelation, where exactly these centers are located and how we can begin to use the powerful external one. Original text. The internal center is responsible for all the usual functionalities and is located in the front part of the skull. This is the dull, limited intention. When you concentrate, your forehead furrows. When you are determined to do something, your muscles tense up. The muscles allow you to perform primitive actions within the current frame. Explanation. Here, Tafti gives us a deeper understanding of the internal center of intention. She locates it in the frontal part of the skull and links it to our physical body and muscular effort. This kind of intention is what she calls dull or limited. Why? Because it's based on mental strain, physical tension, rigid concentration, a kind of brute force effort that only functions within the current frame. You might recognize this mode of action when you furrow your brow trying to focus, when your body tenses as you push through a challenge, when your effort comes from willpower alone. This type of intention is not useless. It helps you carry out basic actions within your current reality, but it's not powerful enough to shift reality or create something new. It's the kind of intention that tries to make changes inside a movie that's already playing rather than choosing a new movie altogether. Tafti is preparing us to discover the true source of creation, which doesn't rely on effort or tension, but on a more subtle and powerful form of direction, something we'll find in the external center of intention. Original text. The external center is something you don't use at all, even though it's responsible for the movement of the future frame. Where exactly this center is located, you can determine it immediately right now. Explanation. This is a powerful moment in the chapter. Tafti draws a sharp contrast between the internal and the external centers of intention. The internal center, the one in the forehead, handles action within the current frame. It's what you use when you're reacting to what already exists. The external center, however, is the source of creation. It moves the next frame of reality. It's not used for reaction, but for setting direction before anything happens. And here comes the revelation. You can determine where it is immediately right now. That's how close it is. That's how accessible it is. It's not hidden, mystical, or far away. It's available to your perception in this very moment, if only you shift your attention. Most people don't use this center simply because they don't know it exists. Their awareness is locked in the current frame, and they keep using only the internal center, trying to push, force, or figure things out. Tafti is guiding us to break out of that loop and awaken the forgotten function of the external intention. And where does this function reside? Let's continue to the next paragraph to find out. Original text. Each of you has the little braid of intention. It's an energetic braid, much like a normal hair braid. It's not visible, but you can perceive it as a phantom part of your body, something that used to be there and somehow still is. It doesn't hang, but protrudes, leaning slightly toward the spine. It's quite a funny little braid. Explanation. Here Tafti reveals the mystical structure that gives this chapter its name, the little braid of intention. It's not metaphorical, it's described as a real energetic structure in your subtle body. You can't see it with your eyes, but you can feel it, almost like a ghost limb, something forgotten but still present in your energetic memory. Let's break this down. It's not physical, but it has form, like a braid. It's phantom-like, meaning you sense it more than you perceive it visually. It doesn't hang like hair, but juts out diagonally, leaning back toward your spine. It's described as funny, perhaps because it's unfamiliar, strange at first, yet intimately yours. This subtle structure is the interface between your consciousness and the film of reality. Most people never activate it because their attention is locked in the external screen, the world. Their intention is stuck in the forehead, willpower, mental tension. And they've never been taught how to use this deeper mechanism. But once you shift attention to it, the braid becomes real. It's like discovering a hidden tool inside you. So what is at the tip of this braid? That's where the external center of intention lies, and it's the key to shaping the next frame of your life. Original text. At its tip lies the external center of intention. It's located between the shoulder blades, not right on the back, but at a slight distance away from it. You'll understand its exact location intuitively. The precise measurement isn't important. Just pay attention to that point and you'll feel it. If you still can't sense it, read further into the chapter The Braid with the Flows, and everything will become clear. Explanation. Here, Tafti tells us exactly where to find the operational core of the little braid. It is called the external center of intention, and this is the true starting point of your ability to set reality. Its location, it lies between your shoulder blades, but not directly on the skin. It's a few centimeters behind your body in the subtle energy field. Think of it as hovering behind you, in that space where your energy continues, even if your physical form ends. How do you find it? You don't need precision or technique. You need awareness. If you simply bring attention to that region with presence and patience, you'll begin to perceive it as a tingle, a pull, or a gentle point of energy. If you can't feel it right away, that's normal. Tafti reassures you that in a later chapter, she'll guide you more deeply. Why is it important? Because this external center is the control panel for the future. It's the spot from which you illuminate the next film frame, the event or scene you want to bring into existence. Without using it, you're stuck navigating the current frame, merely reacting. With it, you become a director, not just an actor. Original text. The principle of action of the external center is very simple. You must shift your attention to the tip of the braid and visualize a scene, an event, you would like to attract into your life. In doing so, you end up illuminating the future frame, and it will manifest in reality. Explanation. This is the core technique of this entire chapter. Tafti lays it out with striking simplicity. 1. Shift your attention to the tip of your little braid, which we now know is located just behind your shoulder blades. 2. From that point, visualize a scene you want to see in your life, not just a vague desire, but a clear living image, like a moment already happening. 3. What happens? By holding this image from the external center, you are illuminating a future frame. That specific frame, among countless variants in the film archive, gets activated, and that's how it begins to take form in your actual reality. Think of it this way. The present is a frame that's already playing. The past is an archived frame. The future is still dark until you shine your light on it. That light comes from this specific combination, focused attention plus intention from the external center. This is not about wanting, hoping, or forcing. This is about selecting and animating a variant. You're not pushing the world, you're dialing in a future scene and letting the film flow toward it. This is why traditional effort, the front-center intention, doesn't work here. It operates inside the current scene. Only the external center reaches beyond it. Original text. You may ask me, my dear ones, how is this possible? How come something so simple has remained unknown to you and unused? The truth is that you are deeply bogged down in the current frame. You're used to looking only at what your eyes can see, and your eyes only see what's in front of you. And it seems to you that everything you can do must also be done only with what your eyes see. But where are your eyes? They are fixed on the external screen, And if something goes wrong, you dive into the internal screen of your thoughts and ruminations. And what are those thoughts and ruminations about? Once again, only about what you're seeing or experiencing right now. And so, it turns out that your attention doesn't belong to you, and your intention is not aligned with your own script. Explanation. Tafti now addresses the most natural question. If it's really this simple, why haven't we done it before? And her answer is sharp and honest. We are hypnotized by the current frame. Your attention is so glued to what's happening right now that you never even realize you have another option. Your eyes look outward. You see only what's already manifesting, external screen. If there's a problem, you turn inward, but only to think and worry about the same things, internal screen. Your mind loops within the already created reality, and so your attention is not free, and your intention is trapped, reacting to what exists, not creating what could be. This is why you don't use the braid, because your entire awareness is enslaved by the present, which is really just a frame that has already been played. You're not living in creation mode, you're stuck in reaction mode. Only by reclaiming your attention and shifting it toward the external center can you begin to set your own script. Original text. You're capable of coming up with your own personal script, but then you wouldn't know how to implement it. Sometimes you dream, or you want something from the future. But the future frame can only be illuminated from the external center of intention, while you're used to operating only from the internal one, your narrow frontal intention. The current frame is your illusion, your trap. That's exactly what it is. Explanation. Tafti now drops another essential truth. Even when you have a dream, a desire, a vision for your life, it doesn't mean it will manifest. Why? Because dreaming isn't the same as activating. Most people dream with the frontal mind, wish with the muscular effort, visualize using the internal, narrow intention. But all of that happens within the already running frame. So no matter how strong your desire is, it's still confined to the existing scene. That's why nothing changes, because the future frame, the next moment, the next reality, can only be influenced from the external center of intention, from the end of your braid. This is the missing key. So what is the real trap? Believing that you can change your life while still acting from within the current frame. Believing your thoughts, worries, and desires, created within this moment, can shift what comes next. Tafti calls this the illusion of the present. It feels real, it feels active, but it's already happened. To escape the trap, you must leave the internal center behind and move into the higher function of intention, from the braid, from behind, from your awakened self. In this powerful chapter, Tafti reveals the true energetic mechanism behind conscious creation. We all possess a subtle energetic structure, the little braid of intention. It extends from between the shoulder blades, slightly behind the physical body. It's not visible, but it can be perceived as a phantom limb or energetic strand. At the tip of this braid is the external center of intention. This is the true point from which we can illuminate future frames, not with effort, not with frontal focus, but with still, aware presence. Attention alone isn't enough. You need attention plus intention. Attention keeps you lucid in the current moment. Intention, activated from the braid, directs the film toward the desired future. Most people are trapped in the current frame. We react, ruminate, worry, always about what has already happened. We mistakenly try to change life from within the scene, but it's too late. The future frame is chosen before it manifests. By illuminating it from the external center, we can gently bring it into reality. This is not wishful thinking. It's energetic alignment through directed awareness. The present is a trap if you mistake it for the only point of power. The real power lies just before the next moment, in the choice to direct it, You don't force life to change. You select the next frame with intention and then let the film move forward on your terms. In the next episode, titled How to Manage the Braid, Tafti will teach us how to align the braid with the energetic flows of the universe, unlocking a deeper level of manifestation and creative mastery. In the meantime, I'm sending you a big hug. See you soon in the next video.